Good evening. Hope you're having a good day today. Uh, we can get going. People can join later. How many of you are developer in the audience? Software engineers. So I know it's a controversial question. What's the new programming language? Oh, you already. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, even I didn't believe when I heard it a couple of years back. So slowly, I'm getting my mind to accepting it. Yeah. Andrej is one of the co-founders of OpenAI. Before that, he was with Tesla on their autonomous driving division. And this myself, I've been a software engineer for long, but lately I've been working in data and AI platforms, consulting with equal experts. And today's talk is about vibe coding and how far we have come in terms of developer experience and the tooling around developed software engineering. You might have heard this already, vibe coding. Andrej coined this term a couple of months back. It's basically earlier, like software engineering and coding required extensive experience or knowledge or the time it took to learn different programming languages. But this one is where you basically prompt engineering for software engineering. So you outsource most of the software engineering and coding to the LLM agents like Cursor or Replit, and then you become a feedback for the coding agent. So that's the amazing thing. So basically, you let agents do most of the software engineering coding, and then you interact with it. And yeah, the first one I came across was GitHub Copilot. They launched in 2011 mid. At that time, it was free for a year. It was a preview. And it basically was, it did improve my productivity initially, I would say, because it was the first LLM product to be launched for everyone to try it out. I know AI and all those tools were internally used by the bigger software companies, but this is the first one where everyone get to try it out. Mostly, this was bought as a individual software developer. It was not part of a corporate enterprise subscription or something like that. And basically what it did was, it was launched as a paid programmer. They launched something like a don't try solo or something like that. So it's basically someone reviewing your code or auto-completing and things like that. Mostly it saved my time in typing some of the code I had to do. And then last year is when agentic IDs start appearing. You might have heard of this Cursor by now. This was the first one to bring the agentic capabilities. Basically, earlier Copilot did one file at a time. Like let's say you're writing in one file. The context of that was just one file. With Cursor, what happened was the whole of the repo becomes indexed, and then you can ask questions around it and things like that. So the agentic is the thing. And yeah, it improved the context for the LLM. And they use ensemble of model. That means it doesn't use one model. They use larger LLM models to get for the agentic capabilities. And like say, there's something called command K and things like that, where you're just narrowing down the context to a small section of the code. And that's when they use their own custom models. The problem with LLMs is they're trained on the open source thing. But when you're editing, it's a different thing, right? You have to see what's happened between the previous commit and this commit, like the change. So they trained their own LLM models for that. And they say it's 3% complete, so we are still far away from, end product. And one interesting thing about Cursor is they're using their Cursor to improve their their models and code and things like that. So they're eating their own dog food and things like that. So improving Cursor as they build it. Another thing is, I've tried it, you guys might have heard Replit. This is coming from whereas Cursor come from for people who are already familiar with software engineering, like, and using VS Code and things like that, whereas Replit come from for completely novice to programming software engineering, where their IDE is based on a browser, so it's very easy to get used to it. They call something called a repls there, where you basically like a templated in IDP's internal development platform. You might have heard like you want to write a Python application, you have a template. So something like that, they have equivalent to that. So you can choose a template. They support 50 programming languages, so you can choose whatever you want. And then it initially started as a training and learning tool. Slowly, last year, they started adding, similar to Cursor, agentic capabilities. That means, it can do similar to Replit, but this takes care of, I'll touch in the next slide, some of the other aspects which Cursor doesn't do at the moment. And also it has a team thing as well, you can think of a Google Drive, collaboration, right? Multiple people can collaboratively write software, like how we use Google Drive. And Replit, right? It just not only writes software, but you deploy it as well, and it like a observability and things like that. It has capabilities of those things as well, and it's mostly using Google as a backend to do some of the LLM and other things as well, like infrastructure and things like that. Not only that, they have a mobile app as well, so you can write software using your mobile app. They have a million downloads, so a lot of people are using it and trying it. This is what I did. I have a demo of it as well. I can go through later. Basically, I prompted it on my mobile, and then I deployed it, and then I could see observability as well, in the mobile app. You might know this one. It says AI will be writing 90% of the code in 3 to 6 months and 100% in less than a year. I'm not sure how many of you believe him, but we're slowly getting there. There's another one. Last week, Sundar was talking in one of the interviews where he says, he's vibe coding. Everyone, like everyone else, I think, like us. So the interesting bit is, it's so delightful to be a coder, right? You don't have to be bogged down by the too much nitty-gritties. You can outsource that to the LLMs. And then you might have heard of this Amara's law. Generally, when the technology, right, like a lot of people predict technologies, right, where we'll be in future, like 1 year, couple of years down the line. We generally tend to overestimate in the short term, but underestimate in the long run. For example, when internet launched, like you might have heard predictions of it, what it might do by the Bill Gates or any other, Steve Jobs. Everybody would have laughed at it, right? Yeah, what they did. But they were similar, right? Yeah, they were overestimated in the short term, but over a 10, 20 years period, they were right. Yeah. You might have seen similar thing with the current AI and autonomous cars. Like Elon Musk every year says, okay, we're going to deliver in next 6 months, autonomous car. It's still not there, right? Something like that. When these guys say, oh yeah, AI is here, AGI is here, maybe we are heading there, but not anytime soon, I think. So if AI is doing the code, software engineering, so how will a future software engineering team would look? I would say something like this. You still need people to instruct the coding agent, and then it writes the code, but we need to give feedback, right? Is it good? Or is it what you expected? Like how we talk to software teams at the moment. And then you can iteratively develop software, something like that. I want this to be interactive. Do you guys want to go ahead and try this app I vibe coded? for this demo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this one, right? Yeah, you can choose it here actually, like, yeah, you can choose the model. So they are hosted in the cloud. So it's basically like when you prompt it, right, it goes and then you can choose as well. Like you can just auto if you don't want to, if you're not particular. But for coding, right, generally Claude seems to be good. But like I said, this only works here. Like if I want to ask particular questions around, like you want to select and then say Command K, right? That's at that time it uses their own custom model. It's not Claude or something like that. Yeah, they have their own custom models. Yeah, I didn't write any single line of code. It's just prompt engineering. I just want to show the prompt I used for this one. If I, where is history? You might see here. So basically, these are the prompts I started initially. Yeah, this is the first prompt I tried. You can see, right? Yeah, this is what the initial prompt I gave. Initially, I started with Replit, which is which I did most of the front end in. And then, because I did a context for the app you tried, you might have noticed that the LLMs they have a cutoff knowledge. They're like when the LLMs are trained, they have a cutoff date. They don't have live knowledge like Google. So to do that, I had to implement a backend, and then I am hosting this backend in the Google Cloud. So all those coding and then deploying it to Google, I just prompted it, yeah, writing code and then deploying it as well, yeah, to the. So initially it shows JavaScript, I think, and then I changed it to Python, yeah. You guys know MCP server, right? Yeah, that's how agents are written, and then and that's the one. And for the Replit part, I had a similar. Agent, right? Running, yeah. Yeah, this is similar to Replit, sorry, cursor, right? It's similar to that. You can prompt it, and then I initially asked it to write an app so that I can demo the Gen AI capabilities, like for the wipe coding, and then, like I said, it initially did everything except for the like getting the context. Google, that I couldn't try using this one. That's why I had to implement a backend. And then host it on the Google Cloud. And this front end is calling that one. And if you look here, I had multiple deployments. As I progress with the app, I keep deploying, on here. And then these are the logs. If you guys tried it, it would have come here. See, it's saying search enabled. When it's sending it to the backend, right? So that's where it gets the context. It's using this model for answering your question. Yeah. And then, and this is showing the utilization. And you can, this is where it's deployed. You can host it on your custom domain as well. After this, you have to configure your DNS, something like that. You can test it using the Replit thing, and then link it to your domain. Analytics is another thing you can do. If I put it as 6 hour, see, as you guys tried, it jumped up, and then it shows what the browser, where they're connecting from, and things like that. So, yeah, it depends. Like if you're completely new to programming, I would say Replit. And if you're only working on an existing project, like in your corporate thing, then because you already repo there, you probably have everything set locally as well. Then go to Cursor or even GitHub Copilot. They are similar, I think. Whereas Replit, like I said, it's aiming at a different segment of the customers. Like completely new to it, and yeah, like they want to increase. And then this got 10 million users on there. Yeah. Whereas Cursor got less users because it's targeted a different segment of the. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry? Oh, yeah, to be frank, there are hundreds of other things, like I said. That's why this is my journey into, you can pick your, this thing. I think V0 seems to be a front-end thing, isn't it? Can it do all these things? I'm not sure. Like, can it do all this deployment and back-end other things? Yeah, like I said, yeah. Yeah, like can it deploy like this? Yeah, like deploy. Yeah, okay, they out there. Yeah, I've tried V0 to be frank. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Are there any big apps that have been developed in Replit that
I think.
Stay up and running?
Yeah, you can do. Oh, yeah, there are a lot of features actually. What are the things? It has databases. It's a lot of things actually. Where do I see all those things? Like the capabilities of. Yeah, you can do simple CRUD. CRUD applications, like it has a database integration like Postgres, and there's a key value secrets. Like I said, for this upright, I stored all the secrets, Gemini key, and then for this one, I'm choosing which model to run when the back it goes as well. It also is a configurable. So it has that. It has key value store, like among what is it? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I guess I was asking, are there any examples of big success?
Oh yeah. The people are using Replit to like millions of revenue per month, whatever you call it. Yeah, like not billion-dollar companies, but yeah, like a simple SaaS software people are writing using Replit. Yeah, $1 million revenues. Yeah. Just want to. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, if there are no more questions, these are takeaways I would say. As you might have guessed, like English is becoming the programming language, and LLM models are getting better with each release of the models, and also the agents, which are powered by LLMs. And try agentic, like Cursor, pick your thing. There are hundreds of others actually. This is my experience of using them, which I can comfortably talk about. And there is a course on, if you're completely new, I would suggest this one. There's a vibe coding with Replit course. which if you're new to prompt engineering to the LLM, especially on coding angle, this is a good one. It's an hour-long course. Yeah. Thank you.